The Secret is undoubtedly one of Payday 2's most compelling challenges, a narrative and ARG rolled into one, spanning years, concluding with one of the game's most out-there gameplay sections, as we look to take down Giancarlo Esposito's dentist, the most enigmatic villain the franchise has ever seen, all whilst helping the gang's mastermind Bane literally reincarnate into the body of the US president. This was such an iconic player retention driving era in Payday 2's history. Of course, the guys promised the Secret would be really real again for Payday 3 in 2025, but I'm starting to think they might have just missed the boat on that one. Anyway, back on to the Secret that does exist. Not only is this one of the apex objectives for any hardcore Payday fan to achieve, given its relative obscurity and lack of in-game hints to solve, it also requires you to jump through a few strange hoops. Even though we now know, thanks to those who went before, to play the Hurrian hymn on Scarface's piano and can read the strange riddles that appear on the Obsidian tablet, we still need to actually complete those 20 achievements the game sets you up with, as well as solve the nightmare puzzle that involves pulling more levers than any man should at the Ark of the Watcher, sealed beneath the White House. This makes it the perfect subject for a speedrun, as it's primed for that sort of logistical fun and RNG that routing these things is all about. That being said, today, rather than watching me beat the entire 30 to 40 hour long career mode, my goal is simply to beat the Secret by any means necessary. As ever, we need to reset for this run, but with Yelwonk on vacation, seeing as that account already has a ton of achievement progress, I'd like to introduce you to the Kknowley, my real alter ego. The old family share trick has allowed me to once again start a brand new account with no effective progress towards the Secret, meaning this is as true a speedrun as I can muster. The rules and core objectives are as straightforward as you can imagine though. My goal is to unlock Payday 2's The End achievement for completing the hidden ending of the White House heist as quickly as possible. I can do this by any means available, all weapons, skills, and the always overpowered crew AI will be accessible throughout. However, as this is a true level 0 account, all of this will also need to be unlocked manually. Finally, the one saving grace I have access to is a pair of mods that make the most esoteric sections of this run easier to follow. When writing the story of Payday, I was way more fluent in the Kknowley script than I care to admit, but seeing as that no longer takes up precious bandwidth in my head, I will be making full use of those mods to quickly work out the achievements I need to take on. Forgive me for breaking the Lore Master code, but I'm hoping it makes for a more entertaining video overall. Speaking of which, this video is going to deviate from my usual formula and editing process. You're going to see far more direct stream highlights of me saying the kind of funny things you might not be used to. Let us know what you think of the approach down in the comments. That out of the way, sit back and enjoy the secret adventures of the Kknowley.
Okay, friends, let's get this over with nice and easy.
That's my boy! Alright, I got faith in me to be able to do Henry's cock. Alright, that wasn't so bad. That we got a medic bag for the escape though. I'm hoping that's enough. Oh my god, these spawns here are genuinely silly. Who actually are the Palatucci? The Pale Tucci? They owned the diamond store in Payday 2. Now, wouldn't that be a twist? Have you seen how many cops are spawned right now? There's 48 regular cops on the map. Trophy unlocked. Dozer for killing a shield. There's way too many cops spawned in. It's the answer. Is Payday 2 a horde shooter? Yes. The Kknowley strikes again. I mean, that's who I am now. That's who I'm embodying. This is my truest ever form. The real me. The problem is, the only way I can restart this run, by the way, is if I literally create an entire new email address, Steam account. You know, the works. Uh-oh. They're so aggro as well, man. Fortunately, we do have a doctor's bag here. Jesus, man. I'm like locked up. Guys, this might be a problem. No, lads, he was surrendering. That's a war crime. Since I refuse to do post-launch lore videos, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just so unenthused about it. Like, I don't have it in me. Once I write about it, it makes it real, you know. Right now, it could just all be a bad dream. Oh, I'm not a patient man, but I see a light shining through the wall.
Mary, we're not cracking that in time. Going to need a code. The code begins with a 1.
Oh, I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get out of there. Catch full of nicely.
Yeah, okay, cool. I love how we do this so sneaky, and then Twitch is just like, I brought the C4, boys. Jesus Christ, man. I'm actually stuck. Getting demolished. We have a sieve, we have a sieve. I think. We gotta wait it out. What are you doing, Circle? It's so weird. The way the game is currently designed, like the way the power levels are. The cops are pretty lethal. So it ends up being cops versus crew AI. Like the AI is almost too good on both sides of the coin. How's the run going so far? Oh, sensationally. I live in custody.
So you've got to find a way past.
All work and no play makes Wolf a dull boy. Hang on. How is this the first time I've put on the mask? Wait, it might actually be, because the other two heists, my mask on was forced. That's so funny. We robbed First World Bank for nostalgia. I do love the idea that Chains was just like watching the TV and was like, sod it. You know what? I'm in a nostalgic mood. Kknowley childbirth arc. Now is like probably my opportunity. Oh, terrible timing, man. I think forcing it might work here. I'd love someone to kill that sniper, but if they don't, even if they don't, I think I've got enough revives. Just to... What? Come on, man! Where'd he come from? Jero, lad. Let's just ignore this bulldozer who's about to ram me. Clean! Clean! Very clean. Only 18 downs. No stress. Outside of having to patiently wait for each heist to appear, the artifact hunting section of this run took a hell of a lot longer than I'd anticipated. Who knew overkill difficulty could still trouble me, but that Henry's Rock run is not something I'll be looking back at fondly anytime soon. I've mainly got to thank the fact you can purchase a Dragon's Breath shotgun immediately when you load the game up, trivialising most cops that aren't dozers, and more importantly, the fact the crew AI are completely busted in this game and can carry me through just about anything. Regardless, the way the secret is designed, we need these 5 prerequisite relics to even begin the more troublesome achievement grind and become worthy. The 3 coffers from Golden Grin, Breaking Feds, and Henry's Rock, containing the magic rings of the device we forge, the Medallion of Perseids from Brooklyn Bank used to open up the 3 boxes, and the Obsidian Plate from Shacklethorne Auction completes the device, giving us a way to project text that's going to pivotally tell us what to do next. Believe it or not, that's all you need. Key heists like the Diamond or Hell's Island aren't required, despite being heavily linked to the secret itself. Ironically, we also broke the entire chronology of the secret by doing Henry's Rock before Golden Grin, lending real credence to that time-travelling heistess theory. It's just as well though, as I needed that trial by fire on Henry's Rock and the close call on Brooklyn Bank to steel myself for Golden Grin. This was a real arse clencher of a heist, hence why there's so few fun clips of me stealthing it. Spent most of my time absolutely bricking it after pushing 90% detection on almost every key objective. If you want a visual representation of that stress, look no further than me missing this bloke's calves multiple times when getting the keycard. Anyway, now we just need to make use of those relics to progress the secret, playing the world's oldest song on Scarface's piano, which is now available even if you haven't upgraded the room. After playing that string of notes, you will randomly generate a set of 20 personal achievements to complete from a fixed pool of 57. For most players reaching this stage, this section might be already half complete, but for this fledgling account under 2 hours old, all 20 are going to need my full attention. The piano playing is simple, at least when your weapon isn't randomly firing sideways and hitting the wrong note. As for the achievements themselves, how hard can they really be? I've already recorded a challenge run of me getting most of them in the career mode alone. Truly abysmal dog shit. 2 pretty bad ones. Bad because it's random chance. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is too bad. Yes. The problem comes when trying to roll a set of 20 that don't include marathon slogs like going after the Blood Diamond or even Overdrill. As you've heard already, resetting this run for a better 20 would mean another hour and a half of artifact hunting I can't afford, let alone the additional bloody email and account I'd have to create. Or I could just play the piano again. Also, I have to fess up on the mod I currently have installed, allowing me to do this without directly translating and deciphering every single line from the Obsidian plate. Capone's secret achievement highlight and filter mod instantly shows you the 20 you've rolled. A total cop-out on my part, but also an almost essential tool for anyone looking to simplify the process for the speedrun format. If I didn't know I'd be re-rolling them, I might have just got the dictionary back out, but since we need an optimized 20, I'm taking the easy way out for this challenge. Complete nightclub without setting off the alarm. Guys, I think we got super lucky. Super lucky. Little did I know, just the one reset was all I needed to roll into 20 of the least drawn out achievements available. With only what's in the box and all eggs in one basket requiring anything more drawn out than a standard heist, I'd struck gold. Although, for as relatively simple as they are on paper, late after work one day, just about anything can turn into chaos. Right, so the manager's just walked downstairs, guys. What does that mean, having an issue with it? The manager's just walked downstairs, guys. What does that mean? Who says it's bad luck to hit Santa, by the way? Like, that is not a famous quote I've ever heard. Wait, there's no... You just have to, like, write this shit down. I don't have a pen on me. Well, this is not ideal. Oh my... I was about to flip out. Entirely my fault, because I'm just ass and missing all my shots. But, come on. Oh, it's bad, dude. It's bad. It's so bad. I should really be repping, shouldn't I? Wait, this is the wrong heist. It's meant to be yacht heist, man. Do I think the new heist of Payday 3 will be DLC? No. Quote me on that. Ah, you look like Class X. Why does this never happen to me at the club? They just throw me out. For what I lack in Payday skills, I make up for in trivia knowledge, alright? Oh, I didn't get bad music. I am throwing. You know what? I'm not going to walk up those stairs this time. I'm just going to walk straight into the side. A little bit more stealth viability, but... Are you kidding me? Alright lads, apologies. Operation Earn Some Money isn't going ideally, but... To be fair, taking that human life only costs 3k. That's not so much. After I made the final story of Payday video for Payday 2, like not the DLC ones, just the core White House ending, I could read, but I seem to have lost that knowledge, which is probably for the best, to be perfectly honest. Like, that was definitely taking up valuable real estate in my brain. I was reading chat. I hate this. Wait, Kev, what the hell? 2W. What is this code? Oh, is that for forward? Okay, just take a photo with your phone. I'm gonna try this way, all right? 2-2. 1. I've always just like looked at it and memorized it, but 1-1-1. 2, 2, 3. Wait, I'm lost. I'm panicking. No, it's 4, 4, 5. Wait, oh yes. What? I nearly slipped. Ooh, I keep nearly slipping on them. Like, for once in your life, just take it slow, mate. Alright. Thank you for giving me a lesson in how I should have been doing this for the past 10 years of my life. I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of streams on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. I mostly watch other people's challenge runs to steal their ideas. When did I do a face reveal? Probably about 10 years ago. So if you dig deep down, little Kknowley was there, clean shaven, greasy hair. Nothing's changed. Now I just have a beard. My game just crashed. When you play solo offline a lot, crashing is not nearly as frequent. Alright, 2. I don't want to have to do that again, dude. I couldn't have wished for a better start, with the likes of Let's Do This and Press F to pay respects taking less than 30 seconds of in-game time. The same goes for the Grinch and Diamonds Are Forever, not even needing to finish off stealing Xmas, which did leave me in a bit of an awkward money situation. Finding the train heist plans for But Wait, There's More did take a little trial and error, whilst Pacifist and Pacifish, yes, I rolled into both no-kill stealth achievements, are a hell of a lot easier when you realise you can just intimidate the guards instead. Yes, the Diamonds pressure plate puzzle absolutely blew my mind, seeing as I couldn't just reset for an easier pattern on lower difficulties when going after Cat Burglar. But with most of the harder stealth heists now out the way, I could just slam my head into the likes of Lord of War on Firestarter, the ECM rush on Shadow Raid for I Will Pass Through Walls, and eventually, after plenty of not so clean attempts, Let Them Boogie on Nightclub, a top candidate for my least favourite heist in the game, after the biker heist of course. I finished off day 1 of this challenge with Hostage Situation, a conceptually easy achievement on Diamond Store requiring you to steal all loot in stealth without killing or losing a civ, although it's much more awkward than initially meets the eye, seeing as the manager moving from the downstairs section of the store upstairs counts as her leaving it. That in mind, I was again at the mercy of RNG, but lucky enough to not require too many resets for everything to fall into place. After the gut-wrenching disappointment of that crash on Slaughterhouse, slowing down Achievement 13, I drown my sorrows by speedrunning Hell's Island to secure Beacon of Nope, and round off day 1 of the challenge. Picking things back up on day 2, this is why doing pause speedruns sometimes feels a little unfair, as I'd had 24 hours to consider how I was going to go about the final 7, much more time-consuming achievements still left on the Obsidian Plates docket. As a result, besides once losing control of my saw over on Go Bank, what is that? Oh my god, stop! Ah! Ah! Why, game? Our ears! I'm out of ammo, so I can't make it stop. It was mostly smooth sailing. With the chance to reacquaint myself with the trickier challenges still to come, particularly on the likes of self-checkout, which requires some airtight planning to pull off More Crusher within 3 minutes, I was managing some serious time saves. Thank you, Unknown Knight, wherever you are, a generation of Payday players have been saved by your guides. The return to Slaughterhouse was satisfyingly easy, and more importantly stable, with my incendiary Grim 12 gauge and Jack of all trades Lion's Roar pretty much tearing up any difficulty below Deathwish, even without a full hacker perk deck. Even the likes of all loot on Go Bank was no issue at all. It wasn't quite as simple on the stealth front. I wasn't even there, requires us to complete day 3 of Framing Frame while stealing all loot, and is likely the toughest mechanical achievements I have yet to face, especially with all the RNG it brings. Repeated challenge runs of this one have taught me most of the gadget spawns, but I should have known not to be too proud to reset when I saw I rolled the worst possible vault spawn in the main room of the mansion. Instead, I wasted upwards of 20 minutes when the open bookcase was spotted, requiring me to take a shot and showcasing the only real downside of the judge as a stealth primary, smashing the glass and absolutely dooming this attempt. The run-back attempt was a hell of a lot more successful, despite getting spotted around walls, as I was able to take out 4 guards on the map and open a path back to the roof from the best vault spawn location. No transporter makes Noobly a dull boy, but for an all-loot Framing Frame in just over 20 minutes solo, that's not bad by my standards. Settling the Scar is a literal speedrun achievement, but thanks to the solo tech of being able to interact with the PC so quickly the hack interruptions don't even trigger, it's quite easy to get ahead of the time curve. Not to mention, my bots were Akron-wielding lunatics at this point, making use of that damage bug one final time, and clearing a path to ease my way into a sub 50-minute completion. What's in the box, requiring 40 bags of coke, really tested my memory for present spawns on White Xmas, although this endurance achievement really isn't so bad once bonus presents start spawning in after Harudin's been saved. A 16-minute clear is not bad going. Achievement 20, my ticket to becoming worthy, was not even once, requiring me to be undercover on Overkill without ever going down, which is mostly a matter of avoiding snipers at all costs. Now, cloaker downs sadly do count, meaning the carries of this run, my crew AI, have to sit it out, overhauling my build to better cope with true solo. Unfortunately, I completely forgot to equip my first aid kits, ramping up the risk factor tenfold. However, with Hacker's passive healing and so many ways to stun lot the cops in this setup, I wasn't even pushed close to going down across this entire 13-minute slog. I was regretting going Hacker over Grinder, but that ECM effect saved me another painful reset right at the final hurdle. Now, although it's not the most time-consuming part of the process, the secret itself has its own quirks and complexities, as well as many myths and misunderstandings that still prevail. Of course, we need to head into the P-Arc on the White House heist, see this glowing painting, and blast our way through to the Ark of the Watcher containing Baldwin's Lament. But there's still a few other things to keep in mind. First of all, the minimum difficulty for this one is overkill, and that will impact the damage the Anubis and Bastet cloakers will do to you inside the final puzzle. You can do this solo. In fact, if you do it without AI, they won't even try to cloak you, but here my plan is to let the AI do the carrying once more as I solve the puzzle itself as the only one around to pull the levers. More on that process in just a second. My build is straightforward, keeping concealment around the 23 mark to access crits, with ammo bags and body expertise just to limit any aim requirement. I also have 7 of 9 points in Hacker for additional sustain. The beauty of this setup is that it doesn't take stealth off the table, and with me already knowing I don't need to clear the hardest P-Arc section, I'm free to use my pages in the West Wing to easily secure the keycard without any risk or wasted resources at all. That leaves us with just the final descent into the Ark and one of the most obnoxious coded puzzles of all time. However, as those of you who've done this yourselves will immediately notice, something else in my game isn't quite right. I've copped out once again and installed CV3's Secret Vault English translation. This means I don't need to remember Kataru symbols whilst trying to solve the riddles this giant wheel puts forth. If it still looks confusing as hell, that's because everything is read backwards, at least according to us Westerners. Anyway, other than the M's and N's not looking quite right, it's a little easier to convey what's going on with this mod. For anyone unaware, even when you can read what they say cleanly, each riddle is far from easy, being tied to the deeper lore of these alien creatures associated with ancient civilizations and gods. Hell, some of them even go all the way back to the Guide of Bane, released with the special editions of the game on PC all the way back in 2013. For instance, the one I'm currently solving first is, with my companion's wisdom and ferocity, that which I fly over is my land. The answer to which is Sumer, the earliest known civilization, which has been tied to the Nephilim throughout the secret lore. We need to spell Sumer out, of course back to front, by rotating these 3 inner wheel layers using a set of levers. Although for the outside ones, keep in mind the middle one will rotate in the opposite direction with each pull, making it that bit more confusing as you find yourself having to go back and interact with these things over and over. Once that trial's solved, enjoy doing the same thing 3 more times consecutively, unless of course you mess up, in which case you're starting again from scratch.
Come on, open it.
Alright. Boys, I trust you. And girls. Sorry, Julie. I trust you to do all the killing. Oh lord, they good. They real good. Oh no, I just saw the M passes by. Also, for some reason... Lock in. Lock in. What's that Northern Lion speech? Can relate. That was like a visceral feeling of panic when I saw it change. Especially when I actually got half decent RNG on it. That dude is kicking me from halfway across the map. Where we go now? Wait. It's this one, right? It's definitely this one. Yeah, God. Oh, for God's sake, it's going to take ages again. Okay. I think that's N. I know it looks like it's not an N. It looks like an NI. I'm just going to do a quick scan and make sure there's no other N's on the board. I think the M and the N are busted for some reason. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Alright, that's dance. That's 3 done. That's 3. I actually think we would have been able to do this with Katarui's. I mean, it would have been hilariously bad, but... I thought for stream mode, having it in English was going to be better. No, it's better for the viewer. It's better for the viewer, yeah. Yeah, let the expert show you guys how to do it. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. The secret is really real. Okay, this should be it. Let's do it. With the Ark unlocked, you can find even more juicy lore inside, whilst Giancarlo Esposito reels off your crewmates' names with the last of Payday 3's budget. When the dentist, a pseudo-immortal who's lived for at least a couple of millennia, decides to show up in front of 4 fully armed criminals, he pretty much seals its fate. So long, of course, as you don't miss the shot and throw the entire 30-minute heist. With Bane and Locke rescued, all that's left to do is fill up the Lament with all that mine gold I do not remember stealing with this account, and bodyjack the president so Dallas and co can go buy a yacht, the potentially non-canon ending of Payday 2 if Payday 3's story is anything to go by so far. There it is, Payday 2 Gus frame percent in 6 hours 43 minutes and 11 seconds. Actually very manageable in a single sitting if you've got the spare time. The $1 million question is this a competitive speedrun time? Probably not, bearing in mind the slaughterhouse crash and the framing frame nightmare, but it might also be a world record because who the hell is going after this particular combination of heists within their first 10 hours of gameplay? Also, what I can't complain about is my good fortune with the randomly drawn achievements. Just one reset for that particular list of challenges to become worthy is definitely good going. I hear the Resident Evil 3 speedrun is fairly iconic for its RNG nature, but with how random the 20 achievements you draw are for this secret speedrun, I could see runs ranging anywhere from 5 to 15 hours if you're being forced to do all those marathon achievements like Overdrill. I'd love if this video sparked a few of you guys into action to wipe the floor with my time as you did for the career mode and infamy speedruns though. Kknowley is built for being a temporary world record holder at best before tumbling down the leaderboards. Regardless, I hope you've enjoyed both the content and this revised style. Would love to get some feedback down in the comments. Take care, have a great week, and I'll see you all very soon. A huge thank you to my dedicated Patreon backers. If you want to join this crew in going infamous, check out the link below and pledge as little as $2 to see your name in the credits, or get 24-hour early access to future videos and vote on upcoming content. Take care, I'll see you all soon.